Aloha and welcome, Jan Wakefield here. I just wanted to go over the channeling session disclaimer and agreement. So first of all, I want to thank you for participating in a channeling session, whether it's private or public. I'm grateful that you're here. Please read and acknowledge this disclaimer before proceeding. Please understand the nature of services. The information provided during channeling sessions is for educational, spiritual, and entertainment purposes only. These services are not intended to replace professional medical, psychological, financial, legal, or other licensed advice. The scope of services includes insights, guidance, and information received during the sessions are to be considered spiritual and metaphysical in nature. Sessions may explore personal growth, spiritual development, and general life guidance. Information shared is not predictive and should not be taken as absolute truth. You maintain full responsibility for your own decisions and actions. Some important limitations. The practitioner, me, I do not diagnose, treat, or cure any medical condition. I cannot prescribe medications or advise about changing existing medications. I do not provide mental health therapy or counseling. I do not offer financial or investment advice. I do not provide legal counsel, and I cannot guarantee specific outcomes or results. Your responsibilities here are the following. By participating in a channeling session, you acknowledge that you are 18 years of age or older. You understand that this is not a substitute for professional services. You maintain full responsibility for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. You will seek appropriate professional help for medical, psychological, financial, or legal concerns. You exercise your own judgment in applying any information received. Medical and mental health notice. If you are experiencing medical or mental health issues, consult qualified healthcare professionals. Maintain your prescribed treatments and medications. Do not delay or discontinue professional medical care. Treat channeling sessions and channeled healing sessions as complementary to, not replacements for, professional care. Your agreement. By proceeding with the session, you acknowledge that you have read, understood, and agreed to the terms and limitations. Your participation indicates acceptance of these terms and understanding of the non-professional nature of channeling services. Thank you. Into the space, tap into one another. We're 30 today. It's a beautiful round number. And close your eyes. I'll take a moment to say how grateful I am that you're all here, being part of the circle and striving toward connecting to the extra dimensional beings in a way that allows you to communicate with them. And as you do this natural breath, begin to scan the body for any areas of inconsistency. Maybe you have tension somewhere. Maybe your mind is wandering. Maybe you're telling yourself that you don't have enough time for things. Just breathe into that and remind yourself that it's one moment at a time. And as you scan, check in with the muscles in your face and the top of your head. Relax everything. Are you holding your ears a certain way? Are you clenching your teeth? Just breathe into it. And checking in with the spine, the shoulders and the arms. Are your hands relaxed? And check in with the torso. How's everybody feeling in there? How are all those beautiful organs doing? Your heart is strong, pumping your blood. The lungs are helping to bring oxygen into your body, oxygenating your tissues. And check in with the belly, the low back, and the hips. The legs, the knees, the ankles, and the feet. And how is your connection to the ground beneath you today? Do you feel solidly grounded in the earth beneath you? If not, breathe that connection wide. Allow yourself a small conversation with the earth where you live, saying, "Thank you for holding me in this beautiful space of love and connection with the life of this earth." And allow yourself to reach out with your energy to the other people in this group. In your mind's eye, see them sitting in the room with you. Space doesn't matter in the energy world. Distance doesn't matter. We're all here together. And as you breathe into your heart, expand the feeling of love out from you to everyone in the space. Love is infinite. There is an endless amount. And the more you give with your intention, the more you receive. And in this beautiful circle that you have created together, the extra dimensional beings have now joined. The blue healers have arrived. The violet people have arrived. The reptilians have arrived, particularly from the Arcturus system. The Pleiadians and the blue Arcturians have arrived. And the 12th dimensional beings rest above our heads. Like an umbrella of beauty, bold light, connection, and wellness. And take one deep cleansing breath, allowing your energy to reach out and contract in with the exhales. and experiencing the expansion and contraction with each breath in, expanding, each breath out, contracting, and noticing that your expansion and contraction mirrors the breath of those around you. The presence of the extra-dimensional beings, and the breath of the earth itself as she breathes in and out to assist in love, to accommodate all things on the planet. And a subterranean species has arrived, one that lives within our planet. They may be here to observe or to answer one of the questions that will be presented today. And before the questions, the Arcturians ask that you focus on your feet, sensing the openings of the energy centers in the soles of your feet, allowing them to open wide, connecting deeply into your earth. They ask that as you breathe in, you allow the energy to rise from your feet to your belly, creating a spinning vortex of energy in the belly. And you release through the heart. So breathing in through the feet at your own pace, allowing a vortex of energy to be created with your breath, and release through the heart. In through the feet to the belly, out through the heart. They ask that you place your hands on your heart now. Breathe in through the feet to the belly. Release from the belly through the heart. And with the next in-breath, connect the energy to your hands. In through the feet to the belly. Release from the heart through your palms. In through the feet to the belly. Release from the heart to your palms. And continue that breath, allowing the energy to circulate from the earth to the vortex of the belly, from the heart through the palms, spreading throughout the upper part of your body. And continue the breath in through the feet, out through the heart. And doing this breath 3 more times, in through the feet, out through the heart. In breath. Exhale. And 1 more time, in through the feet. And exhale through the heart. relaxing your arms, and resuming your natural breathing pattern. Recognizing the space you have created with just the breath. Recognizing the connection you have created with just your intention. And with each in-breath, you continue to allow your body to dissolve by releasing the tension. And continue breathing. And when you are ready, we will take your first question.
Thank you. Goldie asked, Dear Blue Healers, I have been in a relationship for 10 months with a man with whom I share deep synchronicity and spiritual awareness, yet he hasn't expressed his feelings for me. We both hesitate to take the step of living together out of fear of losing our freedom. I wonder whether to have the joy of the present or start a direct conversation about where we're heading. Thank you with love and gratitude.
The Blue Healers will speak to this question. Relationships in the human world have become extraordinarily complicated. Not from our perspective, however, it is from your perspective. So much deceit lives within the human race at this time. So much discomfort, so many coping strategies that take you far from your heart. For those of you who live in a state where there are challenges within your relationships, challenges related to communication in this way, we can tell you that all of it is completely unnecessary. The extra-dimensional beings in this space all agree that deceit is not necessary, that none of the beings who exist outside of the realm of 3D engage in this practice. Even those extra-dimensional beings who have what you would call more aggressive tendencies are completely transparent about their actions, about their motives, and about their interest in engaging with other extra-dimensional beings. Humans, however, erroneously believe that somehow they are able to keep secrets from one another. This is impossible even in the third dimension. It is your restricted communication abilities that prevent you from having truly transparent experiences with one another. This little game that you play with yourselves has become normal in the 3D realm. However, all you have to do is to look at other animal species. Do not be confused into thinking the human is not an animal. You are simply an animal with more sophisticated ways of separating yourselves from your own kind. Look to animal species. Their communication is very direct. They are incapable of hiding from one another. They are incapable of deceit. When a lion is hungry, it simply runs after another animal. It may be clever with how it approaches, because hunger will produce the need for expediency. Hunger in a lion will produce the need for finding a way to acquire food. However, if you look at its prey, you will see that prey knows that the predator is coming. Simple and tiny cues are evident in the prey. It is in only your mind that you think that the lion is being sneaky, that the lion is somehow hiding from that which it's choosing to eat that day. The unseen and unspoken cues between the predator and the prey are visible to you if you are paying attention. The same is true for humanity. The hidden cues, the subtle body movements, the ability to perceive is available for each of you in the human form. And yet now you have created an elaborate mating game. For that is all you are doing here, regardless of the stage of your body and at any age. The mating game continues from birth until death, because it is a narrative that humanity has chosen to engage in as a form of play. If you were to see all relationships from a state of curiosity, rather than one of attempting to play a game, communication becomes far more easy. It is the communication within you that you need to check in with. How does your body feel in relationship to the other? Are you feeling a sense of expansion in the heart, radiating love and connection from within you to the whole world at the thought of being with this person? If the answer is yes, you are in the right direction. If the answer is, I don't know, or I am confused, or I am not sure, then that is a form of contraction. At the beginning of this session, we explored expansion and contraction and how it relates to the breath. That is your true state of being. And so now you have a situation where there is a potential partner in front of you, and the game has begun. You have decided that you will embark on a game rather than an experience of truth within your heart. Imagine for a second that this game you play is on a paper in front of you, an elaborate drawing in pencil, and in your hand is an eraser. Begin to erase everything on the page, everything that exists as part of the game. And now you have a paper in front of you that is a blank slate that still has the vibrational imprints of the potential partner and all of the elements of the game you are going to play. All of those vibrational signatures are still on the page, even though you erased them. Now marvel at this blank page, because as a human, you're going to say, I can't see it. It's been erased. It's gone. And you will chase that thought of not knowing endlessly until the end of your life. Instead, ponder the blank page. Ponder the vibrational imprints that still exist there. And now, what do you have left but the heart? What do you have left but your breath? What do you have left but your intuition, as you can call it now? The intuition is simply the connection between the breath and the heart. Now look at this blank page in front of you that is not blank at all, and simply breathe. At the place where you and this partner were holding hands and having a moment, the vibrational imprint is still on the page. You can't see it with your eyes, so now what do? You feel it with your heart. You feel it with your breath. So close your eyes, all of you. Here is the blank page in front of you. Here is any question you might have. And simply breathe in and connect to your heart. And as you expand and contract in the breath, notice that the page in front of you still has the illuminations of the image that you erased. Maybe you see two people in your mind's eye on that blank piece of paper. Does your heart wish to expand and know more? Keep breathing. Is your heart now feeling a sense of curiosity? What could become of this simple drawing of two individuals standing by each other? Is there excitement, and are you actively beginning to draw an image in your mind that projects onto that blank paper? So now that it is filling in with information that is simply coming from your breath in connection to your heart. If the page remains blank, if the people turn away from each other, if they walk off the page completely, there is your information. It is that simple. And you continue the breath, and you continue to focus on the heart and how your breath connects with your heart. And each of you has your own image right now. For some, it may be relationships. For one of you, we distinctly see that you are hungry. that you are seeking out a delicious meal, and we find this elaborate drawing you have of the meal you are creating in front of you to be what you would describe as quite delicious. And you continue your breath of desire. Release that desire and focus only on breathing in air to your lungs, expanding the heart, and occasionally glancing at this picture in front of you and how now it appears to be animated. And as you can see, it is something that projects from within you, yet it is also something that is outside of you. And as you can see, when you focus on your breath, allowing the image to be in your mind's eye, without opening your eyes, you begin to release the need for getting lost in the minutiae of being human. Any complexity you have in front of you can be brought to the grand easel, the beautiful blank canvas of the unknown, simply by allowing yourself to close your eyes, focus on your breath and how it connects to your heart. And when tension begins to arise in your picture, in your body, go back to releasing tension from the body by using the breath to infiltrate the tension in your body and create space. And as you continue this basic process, know that it only takes a few minutes for you to do so. And now connect into your body. Which energy center is activated at this time? Is it 5? Is it 2? Is it another? And as you continue to breathe, recognize that you are receiving information through that energy center. Avoid grasping at knowing what it is. Simply breathe, acknowledge, accept, and express gratitude. This information comes to inform yourselves about the specific picture you have drawn in your mind's eye. This is how the universe assists you in aligning with what you desire. You close your eyes. You allow your body to dissolve. You either see a blank canvas before you with a picture or not, but simply with an intention, and you continue to breathe space and energy into your body. One or more energy centers will activate, and it or they will draw in the information needed to adjust, to inform, to create within you a vibrational frequency within your cells to bring you exactly what it is you desire. The more you try, the more you are grasping. The more you are grasping, the more the vibrational patterns and frequency shift aside to avoid your grasp. One of you desires more information. For those of you involved in and immersed in the process of manifesting what it is you want, continue the breath, continue your thoughts, continue your intention, continue connecting. Grasping and trying can be described in this way. If you throw a pebble into a pond, the water moves aside for the pebble to enter. The information of the pebble then vibrates out through the wave in the water, informing every single particle in the water of the stone's information. The same is true if you are grasping. It is as if you take your fist, you reach forward, and you try to grab something. The vibrational pattern and frequency separates like the water. It creates a ripple through the vibrational fabric of all things, informing everything around you with the grasp instead of the information that you desire. In other words, desperation is put into the field. And what happens is the field is informed by your grasp instead of your intention. Instead, you need to sit in the moment. Focus on your breath. Focus on the expansion of your cells. Release the intention, which is a completely different vibrational signature than your hand grasping, your thoughts punching out into the field. An intention goes out with the breath. It is delicate. It is vibrationally delicate. And then what happens is your vibrational intention releases in the form of an image. You let it go. It floats out to the vibrational pattern of the fabric of all things. And then all things in the field begin to reorganize to accommodate your intention. It vibrates in a ripple back, impacting and communicating with and dancing with one of your energy centers that will begin to tingle, that will begin to open, that will begin to receive. This reception from you in the form of your inhale will allow the organizing principle to change the patterns and frequencies within your cells so that you can emit a new vibrational frequency wholly and completely. Now your intention lives within your cells. It is no longer a thought. It is no longer outside of you. It becomes part of you. And then with every breath, your vibrational frequency has become you. And that which you desired a moment ago is now in the field of you being part of having what it is you sent out as your intention. And this is the pattern that happens within the field with every breath that you have. So perhaps you can see how your breath itself, your intentions themselves, how your experience of being in the world is orchestrated by your breath in connection to your heart. Keep living in that beautiful space as often as possible. And when you feel challenges with the 3D experience, look at each challenge with the eyes of curiosity. What's this? What's this? Wow, this is interesting. I am curious to know more about this. When you see your relationships with the eyes of curiosity, and without feeling you need to know what is happening at all times, the course of action you need to take in any relationship will become very clear. And so, for the person asking the question, allow your heart to be your guide. It is okay to communicate with clarity to your partner. You are already communicating with clarity to your partner in an unseen manner. So now allow your words to match what your heart desires. In that way, the 3D dance of love and connection can happen. For those of you needing additional information, there is no way to lose something, because if you consider something lost, it was already lost before you lost it. The transmission for this answer is complete. We will take your next question.
Thank you. From Wendy. Dear Blue Healers, for years, when I enter a meditative state, the muscles in my lower face, mouth, and neck tighten uncomfortably. Nothing I have tried yet to soften this distracting tightness works. I'm now wondering if this occurrence is related to the opening of the new energy center you recently described. Can you please share some light on this for me? Thank you.
We thank you for reminding us about the emergent energy center that would be in the mouth of the human. This is simply already in existence. However, the acknowledgement from the human community that has developed entire systems around the existing 7 energy centers of the human body would have to adapt a lot of text and information that is out there. So give that some time. Our first recommendation to you is to do your meditations lying down, all of them, for a period of time, to allow your body to completely relax. From our perception, There is a vibrational imprint, a pattern, and a frequency of disruption, of inconsistency in this area of your body where you have tension. There is information that comes through one lineage or another. Only you can know which and where and what it is. That informs this area of your body. Please wait a moment. The Arcturians are speaking. The blue Arcturians are speaking. You are of Arcturian origin, and this pattern and frequency that you feel in that part of your body is not only related to your lineage, meaning there is a vibrational frequency of information, 3D information, that is trapped and creating tension in that area of your body, but also the Arcturians are saying that the information or evolution of humanity is also expressing itself through you. The vibrational frequency of the change in human anatomy, particularly in that area of the body, begins to change. And so there is a convergence for you. You have a specific purpose of emitting this information to humanity that comes from your Arcturian starseed information within you. It is converging with the vibrational frequency of 3D, creating an energy, a collection of energy that makes it feel challenging in your body. From the Arcturian perspective, their recommendation is that you begin to converse with this tension in that part of your body, allowing yourself to better understand the 3D component. Their concern is only with the fulfillment of starseed purpose, and that they will do their best to assist you with creating subtle cues in the 3D world to help you with the course of action required to release the 3D connection so that you can be alleviated from this great tension. The combination of the two vibrational patterns is creating in your body. This is a simple solution, one for which you do not need to worry. However, you may discover that there is some experience you are having in the 3D world that will assist you with changing the vibrational pattern or frequency of that area of your body. it is important for you to follow through with the 3D steps. Whatever it is, there may be medical professionals involved, and you will understand this when it arises. There may be psychological implications where patterns of psychology are also consistently repeating the information in the muscles and tissues in this area of your body that create tension. And so begin to unravel this exciting adventure for yourself from a place of curiosity and make adjustments to your 3D body, particularly that area of your body, as needed to alleviate the tension. From the Arcturian perspective, they ask that you communicate directly with them. If you are challenged by communicating in this way, where you close your eyes and you communicate with your mind, as humans believe it to be, they request using your left hand, a writing device, and a piece of paper to begin your communications with your Arcturian starseed origin. You will find many answers there, but allow yourself the beauty of reclining while you meditate, incorporating massage to any tense muscles, and increasing your airway capacity by means that you will discover in the research that you do for how to increase airway capacity in your body. There is also one last piece of information from the Arcturians to you, and that is to seek out a specific crystalline structure. It looks like a stone. To assist you with this process, you will know which one when you see it. The transmission for this answer is complete. We will take your next question.
Thank you. We are at the top of the hour. Would you like one more question?
Yes, we will take an additional question.
Thank you. It comes from Victoria. Dear Blue Healers, Dr. Joe speaks of the loving intelligence that is the life force behind all the life forms in 3D. But what about you and other dimensional beings? Have you been brought into being by the same loving intelligence? Is your desire for service driven by the same loving force as we humans feel ourselves sometimes? Thank you so much.
This is a magnificent question that brings the attention of all of the dimensional beings in your presence today. Loving intelligence is what all of the universe is made of. If you think about how all things emerge from nothing, in an attempt for nothing to express itself into something, if all things come from the same origin, all things will have the same loving intelligence from which all things emerged. If all things are connected as one expression albeit a tremendous expression of the loving intelligence from which it has come. All things, including the dimensional species who are here, and any 3D expression, has the pattern of everything else within it. And so, yes, we all emerge from the loving intelligence of the nothing from which we came. You ask an additional question, which is,
Thank you. The additional question is your desire for service driven by the same loving force as we humans feel ourselves sometimes? Thank you.
the short answer is yes. Each extra-dimensional species has its own individual purpose. Extra-dimensional species, however, outside of the 3D realm, become part of a collective. And in being part of our own collective, we acknowledge and experience the other collectives in similar ways that humans communicate with one another. There are many different varieties of humans across your planet, and it is interesting to us that you have challenges with communication. It is because you elect to use your voices to communicate. However, extra-dimensional species communicate without the use of that type of need for speaking. We communicate vibrationally. And so there are many kinds of extra-dimensional species. And we both know and do not know every single being that is out there in its expression. However, it is the same for us as it is for humans. You know that within you is housed the great library of all information from the loving connection of the quantum field. Yet it takes time for you to access this information. The same is true for our kind, for each of the dimensional groups here today. And to our knowledge, it is the same for any of the dimensional beings. While we have access to all information, there is a field around us. The closer in the information is, the more accessible it is. So for us, the blue healers, we have met new dimensional groups in this space that you, as a collective through your channel, have brought together. Prior to being part of this space, we were unfamiliar with the reptilian group that is here. We were unfamiliar with some of the other groups that have arrived in this space. So you may be feeling that we know everything, that we know everyone. And on the most basic level, that is true, because the same is true for you, for all beings. That we are constantly meeting, that we are constantly connecting, that we are constantly communicating with other beings in the universe. And so, yes, we are motivated by the loving connection that is motivating humans as well, because it is the loving connection that is the space from which we all were created. Everything in the universe was created. We ask now that you add to your list of questions more about how this loving presence motivates individual extra-dimensional species in similar ways to how this loving connection motivates individual humans and the human collectives that have been created across your planet. That will be for the next session we have with you. It is unanimously agreed in this space that the groups who have come today would like to return. The groups who have come today would like to be represented. And so they each are asking for a little more time. And we will do so in the future. We thank you for bringing your incredibly thoughtful and heartfelt questions to the space today, for allowing an avenue through which we can speak to you as well. We are grateful for your presence, your curiosity, your intention, your expansion, and we are grateful that you have chosen us to be part of the conversation. The Andromedans recede from the space. The Arcturians recede from the space. The Pleiadians wish to stay. The 12th dimensional beings recede from the space. The violet people recede from the space. The reptilian collective recede from the space. The Pleiadians ask to leave with Goldie. If that is acceptable, simply with your intention, allow them to be with you for a period of time. You may ask them to leave if you feel compelled to do so. And we, the blue healers, now recede from the space. Transmission complete. Thank you so much, beautiful beings, for being here today. That was pretty incredible. Sending you off with so much love. And I look forward to seeing you all next time. See you on Friday for the healing. There may be more information from extra-dimensional species, so be prepared for that. They seem to have a lot to say. And for sure, next Tuesday. I understand that Jan Wakefield and Jan Wakefield Professional Healer, DBA, Jan Wakefield Awakened, will own the copyrights to the recordings and all materials created or distributed in connection with these channelings, sessions, and workshops, and that no personal recording devices or cameras are permitted inside the channelings, sessions, or workshops. Any reproduction or distribution of any such materials to third parties without the express written consent of Jan Wakefield is prohibited. I hereby grant Jan Wakefield and Jan Wakefield Professional Healer, DBA, Jan Wakefield Awaken, the right to reproduce in any manner whatsoever, without compensation, any recording of my presence during this channeling, session, or workshop. I assume full responsibility for my reception and use and results from the materials connected with this in any way. Channeling sessions and workshops. I assume full responsibility for my reception and use of and results from the materials connected in any way with this channeling session or workshop. And I understand that Jan Wakefield and Jan Wakefield Professional Healer, DBA Jan Wakefield Awaken, is responsible only for the orderly presentation of the channeling sessions and workshops, and that I am voluntarily responsible for my own participation in channeling sessions and workshops and for my own well-being. I hereby acknowledge and I have read the channeling sessions and workshops guidelines fully. I understand them. And by attending a Jan Wakefield channeling session or workshop, I agree to be bound by their terms and conditions. I certify that I am 18 years of age or older, and I accept the channeling sessions and workshop guidelines at my own free will.